Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Noelle, aka Makeup Esquire. It's a chill Friday night, and I just figured I would come up on here live to check in with y'all, to hang out with y'all. It's Friday night. I'm home alone. I'm about to get ready for bed. What I really wanted to show y'all, as you might see, is that this is the full face of makeup that I wore to work today, that I put on at 7:30 a.m. Hey y'all, this is the first time I am streaming horizontally, so hopefully it's looking okay here on YouTube. I'm simultaneously streaming on Instagram, but let me know if y'all can see and hear me okay. But yeah, I wanted to show y'all, okay, it is now 8:19 p.m. I put on this face of makeup on this morning at 7:30, okay? 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30. Okay, so it's been 13 hours, y'all. Since 12? Sorry, okay, I'm bad at math. Look, the point is, I touched up once with powder. Guess which foundation I'm wearing? I swear I'm like floored at how good this foundation looks. Y'all know I have oily skin. It was hot out. I walked my dogs twice in the heat. I walked back and forth to my car. And it's looking this good. Hey, Chriselle, how are you? Look at, okay, I really wanted to show y'all, get up in here. The foundation is not even settling into my smile lines right here. Do y'all see that? It's weird how, oh, okay. Hey, Gabby, how are you? Yeah, I was talked into a live. That's what happened. Oh, good for you for joining us from the treadmill. But I am seriously floored at how well this foundation, it's this one. Where is it? Okay, I don't have her here. Oh, yes, I do. The Chantecaille Cushion Foundation, y'all. The Chantecaille Cushion Foundation. And I'm wearing it in the shade Wheat. It's the Future Skin Cushion Foundation. Cushion foundations are notorious for having really long wear time, but a really poor shade range. But let me tell you, if you can find a good cushion foundation, they last a really long time. Like, look at this. No other foundation looks this good, y'all, after this long of wearing it. Like around here, it's coming off a little bit because like I put on a visor when I was out in the sun. But yeah, okay, this is your sign, Gabby. Let me get you the link, girl. So you, but yeah, it's really good. And honestly, if I were you, I would probably hold off because I think that the Chantecaille Sylvie sale is coming up, and that's the reason I had it handy, because I filmed a full face of Chantecaille for YouTube because of the Chantecaille Sylvie sale coming up. And I used the Future Skin oil-free gel foundation in that video, and now I regret it, and now I should have used I feel like I should have used the cushion foundation because this is the last formulation. It's not even the new formulation. Yeah, so I can zoom in more up here on YouTube if y'all like it like that better. Which brush? Oh my god. Oh, shoot. I got a bunch of water on my sleeve because I have a bowl of water right here. I'm about to tell y'all what we're gonna do tonight on this live. It's gonna be a different type of live. I use the Chantecaille brush with it. It's like the perfect flat top, honestly, but the brush that I really like, and it's only because I brought this one out to film my full face of Chantecaille, but the Bisotto S517 brush is really great with this one too. Sonia G Sheer Buffer. Anything that has like a flat top, the Hakuhodo, that big flat top one, I feel like it's like the, what is it? Not the 531. It's, you know, that goat flat top. Anything that has like a dense flat top or like angular, like dense, that can just really fit perfectly in here. You don't need this Chantecaille one. It's a little bit overpriced, in my opinion, for synthetic. But if you have her, I mean, I know some people ride or die for this one, but the S517 is better. So there's that. Okay, so I took a shower, but I wanted to leave my full face of makeup on because I wanted to show y'all that. And it felt really weird to like take a shower and not wash my face. But let me see. I'm trying to find my... Sorry, I'm not more prepared for this live, y'all. It's kind of like an impromptu situation. My drawers are clearly at the point of getting overfilled. So that's what you were hearing. Hey, Alicia, how are you? Thanks everyone for joining. I don't know about this like horizontal way of filming. It's kind of weird the way that the comments are showing up here on YouTube. But let me put this on. So in today's live, I figure we could do like a little wind down and like chill type of vibe. What y'all think? So since I wanted to show y'all how that foundation wore, and I'm like, you can see my oils are really like coming out, but it's like truly staying put, and I didn't even use any like setting spray either, y'all. So that Chantecaille foundation, she's a good one for like lasting power. But you like the robe, thank you. So yeah, I don't see like all the comments at one time the way I'm filming horizontally here on YouTube. So like if I miss any comments, just repeat yourselves, okay? I'm gonna try to keep up with them, but all right. Is that zoomed in enough for all those who wanted me to zoom in more on YouTube? Why does this headband look off today? It kind of bothers me when the wording is like not the right way. How y'all doing? How's your Friday nights going? Why is it like that? Okay, I think, okay, here we go, here we go. That looks a little bit better. You guys have any plans for the weekend? Yeah, I am on my phone. You just like, you zoom in the same way that you do on the iPhone. You like pinch it in or out. Anyways, so, all right, y'all. Here we are. It's hot out. It's been a hot day, but I like, even it looks even better in person. Like clearly right now that I just did that, it's now like starting to break up. It's like on its last leg, but yeah, not too bad. So let me take this robe off real quick to not get my sleeve into this bowl of water like I already did. But I figured tonight we can do a little wind down. I can show y'all how I take off my makeup at the end of the day, what I use to do that. And I do have a little bit of PR that's related to skincare too that I received in the mail today that I was really stoked about. So we can get into a cute little unboxing. Ooh, your birthday's next week. Hope y'all can have a little drink with me, a little snack, have a chill wind down. Sorry, I'll try not to put my finger over the camera. It's because like I'm trying to read the comments and I have to slide up. It's all good, Kat. Enjoy your birthday. All right, so So okay, so Amazon Prime month or day is coming up soon too. So you're gonna want to take notes here, okay? I love getting these. These are the Clean Skin Club face towels from Amazon. And these are great because they're disposable face towels, okay? So I brought a little bowl of water here, okay? And this is what I'm going to use to take off my makeup. So I usually use my little, and I should have brought them. They're like the little, they're like scrunchies that are made out of towel material so that when you're over the sink, the water doesn't drip down your arms. So that's usually what I have on when I'm washing my face. If I'm not showering in the shower, I take something like this balm and I do a double cleanse. So I've been loving the LMS Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm, but I have a little pile of empties here that I figured if we had time, we could go over some empties that I have emptied recently. And one of them is a different type of cleansing balm, and this is the pharmacy one. This one's another really popular one. You can grab this one at Sephora. I purchased the LMS one at Nordstrom. I'm not sure if they have it on Sephora, but this is the Makeup Melt Away Cleansing Balm. And you're gonna want to double cleanse if, like me, you wear a full face of makeup or even have like sunscreen on your face that's pretty stubborn to remove with just like a face makeup remover. So the LMS Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm is just, it smells like a spa. It smells delicious. And I just really like the texture of it. So first I'm going to just take a little bit like that on my hand. And I'm going to just dip into the water just a little bit and then emulsify it kind of on my hands. So it's nice and juicy. Oh, you got some cute jellies at Nordstrom today, son? Ooh, I want to see a pic. I assume you're talking about shoes. I love how the jelly shoes are coming back in style. Anybody that's like a 90s baby or a millennial like me probably remembers how those were popular in the 90s. Y'all remember the jelly shoes? I have a specific vivid memory. Y'all, my long-term memory for some reason is better than my short-term memory. So I have like actually a lot of memories from my childhood. But if you were to ask me like what I had for dinner last week, I couldn't tell you, type of thing. But I have a distinct memory. If y'all saw my YouTube video where I mentioned my older cousin Elisa, she's the oldest on my mom's side of all of us cousins. And so she's, you know, the wise one. She had a lot of positive influence on me growing up. And one thing that I always remember that she would say is that she was so anti flip-flops. Shout out to you, Elisa. I don't think she's going to be watching this. But she's like, I don't ever wear flip-flops. And it's true. You would never catch her with flip-flops on. Usually this is warm, but right now this is cold because I filled it up before coming up on this live. But anyway, and I was like, okay, well, like, what do you wear instead? Like when you go to the beach or the pool or something. Like she was like washing her car once and she was like she's like jelly shoes. And then she showed me when she was washing her car, she's like, see, Noelle, jelly shoes. And they're like literally the exact ones that are like popular and trendy nowadays. They were like cute little slip-on see-through jelly shoes that are totally now back in style. And that was forever ago. That was like I said, I was young. I was like in the 90s. So it's just funny how everything comes back in style. But yeah. Lights on, she said. Hey Aldo, how are you? Nice to see you. So anyway, I didn't really understand it at the time when I was younger, like why not just wear flip-flops type of thing, but now I get it, you know. She was just like, no, I just don't wear flip-flops, and now I understand. I'm not like saying it's bad to wear flip-flops. Like I have some flip-flops myself, but I really haven't found myself using them actually like in years, to be honest. Yeah, I think I just like got more into like other types of shoes really. Also, I just don't really find myself like needing aquatic shoes very often. But like if I'm gonna go to the beach or something, I'm not beyond like a pair of flip-flops, because like I'm sure with those jelly shoes, like sand will get all over them and stuff, right? Yeah, there's a time and a place. Okay, yeah, I would love to see your new jelly shoes, son. So anyway, I feel like there's so many things on my mind, and then I get on here and then I drop links, y'all. But anyway, so first I like really make sure to get all of the makeup off, and then I'm wearing Lashify eyelashes, okay? Oh, Jamie, your Hakuhodo brushes came in. No, I haven't gotten mine yet. I have an order that has already come in from Fude Bobo. That came in the other day, but Fude Bobo doesn't have like all of the Hakuhodo brushes available on her site. So, hey Susan, how are you? So I got the large majority of the rest of my haul from Toshiya at Fude Japan, and I have a package coming in hopefully by Monday is what the tracking info said. He shipped it out today. And then he said when the rest of them come in, he'll send the rest because they have to ship in a couple of different shipments. I ordered like 60 something brushes from Hakuhodo, so he doesn't have all of them in yet. But anyway, Clean Skin Club towels, y'all. I have an Amazon storefront. You can find the link to my Amazon storefront in my bio and in the description of this YouTube video, which I will update after this since I didn't put a description in yet, but stay tuned. You can find it in my bio on my YouTube description though, and on my Instagram bio. You just click like my link tree and then it takes you to wherever you want to go. Like my Fude Bobo link, my Fude Beauty link is on there. You can sign up for my email list if you're not already. And then my Amazon storefront. So happy weekend to you too. How are you, Susan? It's so good to see you. So anyway, we're just doing kind of like a wind down, chill Friday night live. I'm showing y'all how I take off my makeup after a long day, and I showed everybody how well the Chantecaille Future Skin Cushion Foundation wore. I was really, really impressed with how long it really stayed put, even though I even meant to mention too that I've been using Tretinoin the past few days. So when I use Tretinoin, like the foundation usually doesn't even like sit very well on the skin. So it's just a testament as to how nice that Chantecaille Cushion Foundation really is. Oh, I'm so happy to hear you got the G103 and the G505. You're gonna love those. No, I ordered more than 50, like it's in the 60s. I know. When they all come in, I'll do a haul. If y'all are interested, let me know in the comments if y'all want a Hakuhodo haul, because like I don't know if y'all are sick of Hakuhodo content, if because the price increase just has you like not interested anymore in Hakuhodo content. I don't want to do it to like show off, but like I really kind of did go crazy. So, okay, Jamie's interested. Gabby wants the haul. All right, y'all, if I get enough people to tell me that they want to see a haul, I'll do it for y'all. But I have yeah, my other Hakuhodo brushes here to my left drying right now since I washed them. Okay, so after I do that, you love any hauls? Oh, you only got 4? Okay, y'all are better than me, y'all. Anybody pick up any of the I forget how you say the Gukijio Gaiku. I don't have a device to look it up, but you know the Fude Bobo the really exclusive, like top tier Cybe Coho brushes that released this morning. I would love to hear it if anybody bought one. The brushes were upwards of $1,200 each for the large. But Gokujio. Anyway, the blue handle one. You're crazy. Get out of here. They don't have a blue handle one. Okay, you need the haul, says Kat. Noelle, drop the haul. Okay, y'all. A haul is it's coming. It's coming. Gokujio. Yeah, right? So that's very exciting. I did purchase myself one of those, and it's my first time that I'm going to be trying out that type of hair. So I'm very excited about that. I'll definitely show y'all when that one comes in. But yeah, that one's coming in the mail. I did order some Bunchindo brushes too that released recently. I fully blame my friend Yasmin for that purchase. She influenced me. Anyway, after I do this initial cleanse with the cleansing balm, I usually go in and do my regular face wash cleanse. Like right now, I still feel like a slight amount of like a filminess to my face, and I don't like feeling that. So that tells me that I still might have like a little bit of sunblock residue on. I just didn't bring my other one, and I should have. But I've been using the Elemis it's like a resurfacing cleansing. It's a really nice one. I also have the Dior one. I know she's bougie, but that one's in my shower right now too. So I just like alternating between different face washes. I'm not loyal to any one specific face wash in particular. I do have an empty here of this Tatcha one, but I had a hair and nail appointment, so I had to be smart. I know everything is so expensive, right? I need a hair appointment stat too. And I drop easily $500 every time I go get my hair done every 4 months. So I completely understand you. I save money and time by doing my own nails at home with Mooncat, which I was also thinking if I had time for during this live, I could switch my nail polish color with y'all. But yeah, these are my nails right now, and they are in need. As soon as I get one little chip, I already like want to switch them out. So I did empty this Tatcha cleansing. It's called the Deep Cleanse. It's a balancing and exfoliating cleanser. Has clarifying Japanese luffa fruit extract. It's nice. It's gentle. Would I repurchase? Probably. I don't know. Maybe. It is a good one. I also showed y'all that I emptied the Matcha one too. This one I will say I like a little bit better than the Matcha one, just because this exfoliating one has a little bit of like, they feel kind of like beads, but they're not harsh by any means. But I just like how the beads just kind of make you feel like you're really kind of cleaning better. So this one's a good one. I may repurchase this one, not sure yet. There's a lot of cleansers that I like Shiseido makes some really great ones. So Tatcha's up there, Elemis is up there for me, but those Tatcha ones are great. The Shiseido ones, you can't go wrong with either. So after I go in with a second cleanse of whichever cleanser, it's just like a nice lightweight cleanser, I take this Ren. It's basically, I take like an AHA or a BHA type of toner. And this is another thing you're going to want to get through my Amazon storefront. Okay, y'all, these are the Naked cotton squares. And as you can see, I ripped mine in half because you can do that and, you know, get double the amount out of them. But I really like these because they're just like this like really thin gauze, right? And it's cool because like it holds just enough of your cleanser without wasting it. But it really does like apply it onto the face. And you also feel like you're kind of giving yourself like another little clean. So at first I was just kind of applying my AHA or BHA toner with my hands. But then I was like, because I didn't want, you know, a cotton round to suck up all of it. But then when I found these, I was like, oh, hell yeah, this is like perfect because you can still feel it dispersing the product around, while at the same time it's kind of giving you another clean to your skin. Yeah, the Shiseido cotton square pads, those are great too, but see, those are a lot thicker. So if you were to pour this onto one of those, you're going to just lose a lot of your product. But yeah, those are definitely really nice and soft and cushiony. But yeah, they're a little bit pricier, and I know a lot of people love those, but for my toner specifically, I've been liking these. Like, those are, I think, better like if you're a regular mascara wearer or something and you really want something that like absorbs more, and you're using something like maybe like a Neutrogena makeup remover that isn't very expensive, so you're not like really worried about like preserving. So thank you. She said, love the vibes. But look, so even though we cleansed with that cleansing balm, we still got like a bunch of gunk off. It's probably just like I said, my tinted SPF and stuff that I still had. And now my face feels a lot cleaner. Sometimes you find them at TJ Maxx for like $8. That's awesome. Yeah, hell yeah. I have heard that people have found them there for that too. You got to get lucky. Got to be shopping and keeping your eyes open. But anyway, so there's that. So Amazon storefront for those naked cotton squares. And then what I've been doing lately is I've been going in with the Dr. Idris. This is the Major Fade trio thing. She has like a mask that is basically just like an AHA mask, but because we just did that AHA toner, actually before this, I've actually been layering up my toners. This is technically an essence. I'm not really sure how necessary this is in our routines, but Allie Glines influenced me to purchase her because I saw Allie Glines buy this one in during the last Sephora sale, so I did too. It says dispense 2 to 3 shakes into hands and just gently press onto cleansed skin. Shake well before use. Shout out to Susan, who told me about the fact that I still had the stopper in here. If y'all remember, where did I put that thing? I think I put it over there. But I even like saved the stopper to show y'all because like it's a little bit deceiving. There was just like a little stopper in there, but you just take the little stopper out and, or not, well, for me, I had taken the full stopper out because it looked connected, but it's not, yeah, you're just supposed to take out the small stopper, not the big one. So I just shake a little bit onto my hands. And then with this, I do apply it with my skin, with my hands, because she is pricey. So I'm not trying to waste any of this on any type of cotton. Yes, I absolutely recommend you wash your Hakuhodo brush before you use them so that they bloom. Yeah, definitely. You should, Jamie. Yeah. They just won't be the same if you don't, to be honest with you. They'll all bloom out a little bit more, and they're just better, to be honest. I know it's so tempting to just like go right in and use them, but it's always better to wash your natural hair brushes prior to using them. Essence makes creams and gels easier to penetrate into the skin while giving a little something. Toner makes it so serums and things like that sink in better. Okay, thank you for adding that, Kat. Yes, so this is made in India, and supposedly saffron is a pretty pricey ingredient to put into things, into skincare, I mean. And it's supposed to lighten dark spots and be good for melasma. So y'all know my ongoing battle with my melasma that, thanks to birth control, I have even years after stopping birth control. So anything to help my melasma, I figured. It has a nice scent. I mean, do I see any significant difference in my melasma being reduced? No. So will I repurchase? Probably not. But it was nice enough for me to not return, I will say. Okay. So then I just go in with these two, the Dr. Idris Major Fade. Supposedly this is also good for melasma. So I've been trying to be consistent about this. Oh, what a pain. I hate when that happens, when you have to go to the post office because you're not home to sign. Oh, what a nightmare. Yeah. The first time that that happened to me was when my Kiwami brushes were getting delivered, and I was at work, and I freaking ran out of the courtroom when I saw the FedEx guy at my front door needing a signature. And I was like, I was having shitty service in the courtroom because that whole like building is just like solid concrete. And I'm trying to talk to him through my Ring camera, being like, oh, like, can you please accept a verbal signature? I release you from all liability. Just please drop off the package. He would not drop off the package. And I was like, where are you taking it? Where are you taking it? And like the service was like cutting in and out. So I like couldn't hear where he was taking my precious Kiwami brushes. It was like a whole thing. And then I was like not paying attention to the fact that I'm like screaming in the hallway in like this public space. And then as soon as like he like walks away, and I'm like, no. And then I'm like about to walk into the courtroom, I guess. And then there's just like this dude there that was like there for court standing outside. And he was like, damn, that sounded stressful. I'm really sorry about that. I was like, oh, it's just because I was like telling the FedEx guy, like, please, like, drop it off. Like, I don't want it to get lost. It's from like a small town in Japan. So anyway, it ended up being fine. I went and rescued my precious Kiwamis, and you know, it made for a good story. But yeah, those Gyoku guy, I freaking keep forgetting how you say the brush name, but those Yasmin said required a signature for her when she got hers delivered. So I'm expecting the same. And the thing with me is like anytime that a delivery is needed, it's like I'm never home, you know, type of thing. So anyway, of course, just our luck. Oh, damn, y'all. I just went into like autopilot and I forgot that I had another toner that I wanted to use. So I wanted to show y'all how I got this in PR. Thayers. Shout out to Thayers for sending this to me. They hit me up, and y'all know I don't get too much PR. I don't accept all PR from everybody that wants to send it to me, especially if it's not directly related to the content here on my channel. But I always kind of like feel like I owe it to you, right, to show y'all the PR that I get. And a lot of times I try to do these unboxings with you so that it feels like we're all receiving this together, because I wouldn't be getting PR if it weren't for all of you. So I really do appreciate it. As small of a channel as I am, I appreciate your support, whether you shop through my links, whether you view my content, whether you like the video. I hope y'all have liked the video already and sent the video to anybody who you think might be interested in watching. Liking the video and sharing it and commenting helps the algorithm push my content out. I'm trying to grow my channels. And it also tells the algorithm that you like watching my content. So it'll keep showing you my content too. So super cute little packaging there. It says Thayers. And Thayers hit me up in my DMs and they were like, oh, we here at Thayers believe that a good beauty routine starts with this good skincare routine. So we'd love to send you some of our products. So I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I use a toner religiously day and night. Might as well, right? Why not? I used to go to an esthetician that worked alongside with one of my dermatologists. I've been going to a dermatologist since 6th grade because that's how long I've suffered with cystic acne, y'all. And that's really how I got into makeup in the first place. Is at a young age, I started learning how to cover my acne because it made me really insecure as a kid. So I remember when my mom started taking me to the dermatologist, he recommended that I get facials done every now and then too. So I started going to an esthetician that worked there at my dermatologist's office, and she is the one that introduced me to witch hazel and like that being used as a toner, and she recommended that I use it. So it's my understanding that theirs is similar to that Dickinson's witch hazel stuff that I've been using forever. So I'm excited to try out this new one. So what is this? Thayers is down for your skin no matter what. I have, okay, so they want me to, if I share these products on my socials, make it prominent, be sure to prominently disclose that you receive them compliments of Thayers. Hashtag by using hashtag gifted by Thayers and tag Thayers stating that you received the products as a free gift from the brand. Cool. So thank you so much, Thayers. So they have an acne line, it looks like. They're down for your skin no matter what. It looks like they have different types of toners for different types of skin concerns. It's nice and milky. It's nice and cloudy, so it tells me it has some good stuff in there. It looks kind of like a biphase, like there's like a little bit of like oil in there. Your lashes are perfect for your eye shape. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Hibiscus Dandelion Love. I actually did my eyelashes. I use Lashify. I did the exact set of eyelashes on camera. I filmed it during the last live that I have up, I believe. So feel free to catch it if you want to see how I do these eyelashes myself. It's an at-home lash extension system called Lashify, and you can get 20% off the entire website by using my link, which I will link in the description down below. But I have a ton of videos on me applying all different types of these lashes, and this particular style is their newest style, I think, that they just recently came out with, called FFS, for fluff's sake, I think. Yes, they're the FFS. They look perfect on your eyes. Thank you so much, Gabby. You know what I did differently, because I reapplied them yesterday, is I watched closely, very carefully, at how Sahara, the CEO of Lashify, does her eyelashes, because she goes live all the time and does her eyelashes. And I really tried to like pay close attention, because one of the things that was happening to me that I didn't like was, like, for some reason, I wasn't getting like the perfect like moon shape on both eyes. It's almost like sometimes I had this middle one like droop a little bit. So it was a game changer that I actually started from the middle out and then closed it off from the middle to this inner corner. And that was a game changer. I don't know what it is about like applying them that way, but I think I'm going to start to apply them that way from now on. So that's another tip I have. That's the only thing I would change from prior video applications. Some people still like to go inner to outer. Some people like to go outer to inner. But I saw Sahara, the founder and the CEO herself, always start by putting like one right there, almost kind of like in the middle where your eyeball starts to kind of like if you're at like the peak of your eyeball, like your pupil right here, before it starts to kind of curve downward in the outward area, I guess. This is kind of hard to explain, but like really where I'm pointing at right here. That's where she went and applied her first cluster, worked her way outward, then finished it off by closing in the eye. And for some reason, they just applied perfectly. Like I've never gotten a better application, and it was really easy. They're FFS, yeah. And I use the sizes 10, 12, 14, 16. You start from the middle too. Okay, I'm sure that yours turn out beautifully then. You're already ahead of me. Helps you figure out placement. Okay, smart. Oh, you can't overlap these? Interesting. They look just better side by side. I still overlap mine a little bit, and this is how they're looking. I'll give y'all a close up here. This is what Sahara calls lash cleavage, where she shows you a view. Let me get I'm trying to get my mirror here. It's hard because I'm trying to show Instagram and YouTube at the same time. How could I do this? Okay. Y'all, okay. That's good. Okay, that's lash cleavage. How pretty they look from the top down. That view from the top down, the bird's eye view. You can't even tell that they're fake, huh? And I don't feel these at all. And I switch them out weekly for anybody that's interested. More info on my previous million Lashify videos that I've done. Obsessed with Lashify, hence the headband. They don't send me PR. They don't pay me. I'm not sponsored by them. I wish, but I'm just passionate. I'm obsessed. Like they changed my life. Anyway, so I told Thayers that I had acne prone skin. that I had combo to oily acne prone skin, and they sent me this rapid acne treatment. It has it's a 10% sulfur acne treatment. I love their like packaging and they're just like their marketing and stuff. It's really cute. It's kind of like this like old school type of packaging. Looks really classy. And there's like a little bit of like a texture going on their label. It feels a little bit like grippy. It's kind of hard to explain, but like I really do enjoy those details. Especially for like such an affordable product, because this is really affordable. I think you can just pick this up at like your local CVS, Target, anything like that. So it says it has witch hazel, lemongrass, and aloe vera. I also told them I was not sensitive to scents, and they just said that they would send me something. So I didn't even know what they were going to send me, but it has a cute little opening like that, which is nice to get yourself like a controlled amount. Let's see how it smells. So this is their blemish clearing toner. 2% salicylic acid acne treatment. It helps clear acne and prevent new breakouts. Cool. Oh, it has this little stopper on there. So let me just peel that off. It doesn't really smell like anything. So I don't think it has like any added scent to it. Yeah, it just smells super natural. So yeah, anything that is like acne fighting, I will take. Salicylic acid, 2% acne treatment. Super stoked on this. Cool. And then this rapid acne treatment with 10% sulfur in it is always nice to have too. Since I've been on Accutane, I'm not on Accutane anymore. I haven't been on Accutane for a while, and I do keep up with my tretinoin. I use tazarotene, so I don't really have, it's very rare that I get any like active breakouts just because I work really hard to prevent them. But what I do notice is that I get like little like oily glands like around my nose. I hate those like you know, the little like, you know, the oil when it like clogs up right there around the mouth area. So excuse me, I'm always trying to combat any like every once in a while I'll get like a breakout, don't get me wrong, but very happy to have this because I think that that's part of the reason I don't have like a lot of active breakouts all the time, is because I'm like just constantly trying to combat the acne and keep the acne at bay, because baby, ever since 6th grade, the acne has not stopped coming for your girl, okay? I thought that once we became adults, the acne would go away. I was wrong. So anyway, thank you, Thayers, for that. I wanted to open that on camera with y'all. Let me know if y'all have tried Thayers, if anybody else on here is a fan. Sorry, y'all. So much talking has me thirsty. All right, let's just like wrap this up, shall we? I don't want to keep y'all here forever. But I'm just gonna finish off with the rest of my empties, and then we'll call it. If, like I said, I've been using my tretinoin, because I don't use my tretinoin daily. I use it every few days. Because if y'all already know, that stuff can be lethal. Not literally, but it's kind of harsh on your skin. So then I'll just use like a lightweight moisturizer. You're shocked at how short. Well, it seems like I just started the live, but it's showing that I'm already at almost 45 minutes here. So, oh my gosh. Yeah, we got to go before Belinda starts to yell. So anyway, today I'm just using the Proteini Polypeptide Cream. This is by Drunk Elephant. Again, a lightweight moisturizer is not something that I'm loyal about either. I like to switch my moisturizers up depending just like on the vibe, on the mood. I have just like a number of them lying around. So I just, yeah, that's something that I'm not loyal about either. Just like my brow gels and my brow products. There's just like, there are certain products in certain categories that I ride or die for. And then in other categories that I don't really have, like, I'm not really loyal to any one particular brand or anything like that. Or that I don't feel that strongly about like any particular holy grails. Oh, yum. Noodles sound bomb. She has good taste. All right, so moving right along. Another empty is this Kendra Dry Volume Burst. This is a soft pull volumizing spray. And by the way, these empties are like kind of all over the place when it comes to beauty products. So they're like in no particular like category. They're just the empties that I've been collecting. And I want to get rid of the trash. So I've been collecting them for y'all. This is a really good hairspray though. It is a very lightweight hairspray, but I like how Kendra's hairsprays are dry hairsprays, because if you have curly hair like me, or if you struggle with frizz like I do, the dry hairsprays are going to be your best friend, because when you are blowing out your hair, and you have curly hair, right? Like you don't want to, like you want to put on like a hairspray after you style your hair. But if you're going for like a sleek straight style or something like that, you don't want to like put wetness on your hair. Like a lot of hairsprays are wet and they land on your hair wet, right? So then it's like all the work that we did. If you have hair that frizzes easily like mine, you'll understand, right? So that's why I like Kendra's hairsprays, and they have different strengths. This one's just like their lightweight one, so I finished that one. I'm always so proud of myself when I finish empties, since I just feel like it's like I'm purging, right? Then I've mentioned on here my kind of internal conflict that I've had for a while now with natural deodorants. You know, they seem to be the movement lately and all the rave, and I've tried my fair share of them and I keep buying them, even though, like, I'm gonna be honest, like they don't really work that well, right? Like yeah, we do love using up products and getting our coins worth, right? They don't really work that well, to be honest. I have yet to find a particular deodorant that is a natural deodorant that actually, like, you know, wicks your sweat for like as long as you need to, or wicks this like the smell for as long as you need it to. That, and it definitely is not what I was trying to say is, like, they do a pretty good job, I guess, of keeping like odor at bay if you like are pretty clean, right? Anyway, but they're not going to wick the sweat. So especially in the hot summer months, I don't know. You love native deodorant, but regular deodorants turns your armpit into bouncy houses. What do you mean by that? So, yeah, I wasn't impressed by native, and I got native because that other like influencer influenced me to buy native. What's her face? Kathleen Lights. Like, she did a sponsorship with native, and she was raving about that. She's like, oh, no other deodorant keeps my sweat at bay like native deodorant. Trust me. And of course I got sucked into the hype and like used her code and bought a bunch. They don't keep any type of sweat at bay. Okay, y'all. I would not repurchase, I don't think. But you know what? Kat loves native. So it just goes to show everybody's different. This Sol de Janeiro aluminum free deodorant, and that's what I mean by these natural deodorants, is the fact that they're aluminum free. And I don't know why, and this one smells delicious just because it smells like that like the Rio Deo Sol de Janeiro, which pretty much I think everybody loves, right? That's why I got it. It smells delicious, but I don't know, y'all. I don't know if I'm just a sweaty gal, but they just don't do it for me, and I still keep wearing them. What I like about them is that they feel like they're easier to remove. Like, you know, they just feel a little bit like more lightweight, like your armpits can like breathe, I guess. But like, I don't know. I'd be getting over 10K steps a day. Like, they're not really doing me many favors. Oh, aluminum deodorants give you rashes. Interesting. You don't know why, because it doesn't break you out anywhere else. I also heard that this dermatologist, and I mentioned this on my channel before, talked about how like this whole like war on aluminum and deodorants just doesn't really make sense, because the studies show that that aluminum in any quantity that's even close to our cosmetic products like deodorants are not going to do you harm. She's like the studies showing that aluminum is concerning is aluminum being dosed in quantities that far surpass anything that you're rubbing onto your armpits. So she's like, use your aluminum deodorant happily without worry, because she's like, this whole like aluminum free thing is just a marketing scheme. So gotta trust the professionals, right? It all goes back to like what the studies say, what the studies show, right? At the end of the day, we have to be smart consumers, because we have to just understand that everything is marketing. Everything is constantly trying to tell us that we're doing something wrong or that we need a new product. And maybe I'm included in that because I'm up on here showing y'all my empties, but I am still like trying to keep it real with y'all and tell you that like, if you want to be bougie and experience luxury in your beauty products and you're willing to pay the price, I'm here to give you my recommendations. Do you need a bougie face wash like Tatcha, or is Cetaphil perfectly fine? Cetaphil's perfectly fine, and it's not going to cost you nearly as much as Tatcha. So I'm always going to admit that. Like, for instance, right now, like I have this like these two different products that have vastly different price tags on them, right? So I don't always like on my channel showcase the affordable option, but when I do have an affordable option as an alternative that works just as well, like I'm not afraid to recommend it to y'all, even though my channel is primarily focused on luxury beauty. Sometimes you don't need like you don't need to spend your coin on something that works just as good as like non-luxury. But there are certain things though, don't get me wrong, like I am willing to splurge on foundations and concealers and powders because I want my skin to look the best that it can look, right? Something that I would feel fine getting at a drugstore price is something like a brow gel, something like a mascara, like, you know, stuff like that. Lip balm, toners, moisturizers. So it just depends. And it also depends on preference, right? Like some people like, you know, love their Shiseido cotton rounds. They ride or die. They try to find them at TJ Maxx, and there's no shame in that either. So this is a judgment-free zone, regardless of where you are on the spectrum. I've been all over the spectrum because there's been different periods in my life where I've been able to afford some things over other periods of my life, like when I was a student and I was broke. And then now that I'm working and I pay for all my own stuff, like it just varies. You can't wear native to the gym, says Kieran. It's not sweat wicking enough. Maybe I take it. Susan says she still has to use aluminum since she lives on the surface of the sun in Texas. Yeah, see, Texas is hot. So if I were to live somewhere humid like Texas, Miami, like Florida, like I would probably be using aluminum all day, every day, period. Aluminum free is nice to have, like if I'm like lounging around the house, like I know I'm not really going to be sweating. I know I'm not going to really like be outside, but honestly, like I'm not one to be like ride or die for aluminum free. It's just, even though I've tried my fair share and I continue to try different ones, and there's some that I do like more than others. I think that if you use aluminum deodorant because you need it, go off. I use both, to be honest. I have both, and I just alternate between the day, between the outfit. Like it just kind of depends on the activities that I'm doing that day. So I totally switch off. Some people are more sensitive. Yeah, their skin is more sensitive, so that plays a role too. Native works for me, but I think Kathleen has similar pits to me. Aluminum is good for most people. What I think people were doing was just not realizing they were either allergic to begin with or just super sensitive skin. Yeah, maybe. And that's why we have that aluminum is bad in deodorant war. And then another thing to note too is that y'all might have had the experience when wearing a white shirt and then you get like yellow stains on your armpits. I had like an aha moment when I found out that the staining is due to aluminum. So that's also something to take note if you are like wearing something white or something like that in the summer. Because on the one hand, wearing white helps disguise sweat too, right? So if you're like a sweaty gal like me, and you wear white to like as a way of like disguising underarm sweat, you also might want to consider whether that shirt is like a nice quality shirt that you want to preserve, because I have heard that aluminum is the cause of that permanent yellow staining that I'm sure we've all experienced. But like even I think like SPF tends to stain, and that doesn't necessarily mean that like that SPF is toxic, right? It's just some ingredients tend to stain, I guess. What else tends to stain? Speaking of like sulfate, like you know how sulfur is in a lot of products that are marketed towards like drying up acne. I don't know if it's just me, but like I've had my fair share of like topical sulfur treatments, and it happened more, I remember, like in the earlier days when I had like a bigger problem with acne, like active acne blemishes. But I've had times for sure where like the ring of my t-shirts that I would like go to sleep with were starting to get like bleached, kind of like yellowish in color, and I was like confused. I didn't know why, and I think it had something to do with like that sulfate stuff. Yeah, you wear both too and alternate, Kieran. Kat says she layers deodorants. Secret has a good aluminum-free deodorant that will last longer than Native on me, and that I tend to layer my Native with if it's going to be a large day. Okay, yeah, that's smart to layer deodorants. Rosie Jade 87 says she uses Native and it has stained my white shirts. You're not the first person that has said that. Thank you for sharing. I've heard that too, that some people swear that Native in particular has stained their clothes, and that's an aluminum-free deodorant. So I don't know if it's something in the ingredients there. It's not something that I've particularly noticed, but like I said, because I switch out my deodorants all the time, I don't really like, I'm not that consistent when it comes to like noticing that type of thing. But I guess I don't wear white too. I don't know. I wear white pretty often, I think. I guess I'll have to keep a lookout and see if I've definitely had shirts that have been stained by deodorant. I'm not going to lie, now that I think about it. But it's hard to say like which deodorant did it, you know, because I switch out my deodorants. Even if I primarily have been using aluminum-free deodorants, I've definitely had shirts that have staining on them from deodorants. Secret will stain and is heavier though. Okay, this is Kat. All right, interesting chat on deodorants, y'all. I'm always happy to hear y'all's thoughts and recommendations. I'm just as susceptible to being influenced as you all, if you can't already tell by my content. Some Native deodorants will stain in the sense that do stain have a disclaimer on the back of the tube. Interesting. Let me see. This one doesn't have a disclaimer about staining on the back. It just says directions: apply underarms, do not apply to broken skin. So these are the ingredients if anybody's interested in screenshotting. So Native. All right. Not going to be a repurchase for me, but not because I have anything in particular against Native. It's just, if I were to use a natural deodorant, I've had the best luck with this Necessaire one, okay, for some reason. And at first I was like, why did I buy this? I hate it. Because it's wet, you know, it has like that roller ball. I did try one what was it, by Kosas, that had like a squeezy tube version with a rollerball applicator, but that packaging is extremely faulty and I will not repurchase it because of that particular fact. I don't know if they've changed their packaging since, but I do think it's Kosas, and they had two different scents. One was like a very light scent and it was in the green packaging, and then they had a scentless one. And it was good because, and I got it because it had, I think it claimed to have like AHA in it or something like that to like help exfoliate. But the packaging just like, it ends up like, even though it was like in a squeeze tube, which the thought, like in theory, is a good idea, in effect, it just kind of like the seal would break. And then I saw a bunch of reviews on Sephora saying that the same thing happened to them. So I knew it wasn't just me. And I was not like throwing it around. I wasn't traveling with it. Like it was just, I would place it in a drawer, use it, put it away. And when it started getting to the end, I would like tip it upside down, and still somehow it's just like the seal just came undone. So, but this one is pretty good. It keeps you dry, like if you're not doing anything crazy. It keeps you smelling pretty good, but like none of these really like will last you like through to the next day. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna eventually sweat, you're gonna eventually smell. And that's why I shower twice a day too. Just because like, I don't know, these really only like work too if they're on like really clean pits. So didn't know this was going to be like a full on like live about deodorants, but this is an interesting conversation. I know pineapple, orange blossom cake, cookies and cream, and a few of the shades that have a tint have the warning. Okay, maybe I just haven't tried any of those flavors, I guess, scents, if you want to call it that. Native really do just been doing the most though. Those sound like really amazing scents, I will say. Okay, my next empty, and I just got a couple more of these, y'all. My next empty is this Virtue. This is the Smooth Frizz Block Smoothing Spray. So this is similar to that Color Wow one that is really popular. And honestly, I kind of feel like I can't really tell the difference between the two. Sometimes I feel like the Color Wow one is better, and I start to, so y'all might know that I get Brazilian blowouts regularly. So I have naturally curly hair right now. This is like a wanded, like I used a wand to get this kind of like wave, like beachy waves, because my Brazilian is starting to grow out at the roots. So once the Brazilian blowout treatment starts to grow out, you can really see that it's really hard to kind of disguise my curly, little baby hairs, especially in the front. So I just start to do my hair. Oh, thank you so much, PK. She says my hair looks so cute. So once I start to become due for a Brazilian, like right now I'm like about a month out, probably like got it done like 3 months ago, and I try to like get it done every 4 months. But it's just easier to blend in my natural like curly roots into this type of hairstyle, and this type of hairstyle is really low maintenance too. So one thing I do when I do want to do like a sleek like blowout is use something like that Color Wow like smoothing stuff, or I tried this out just out of curiosity. Playboy bunny vibes. I know, thank you. I like my little Playboy bunny Lashify headband. This is also on the site that I'm sure will also be included in the 20% off. It's not expensive. And I bought this myself too. Just thought it was so cute. So, anyway, what I do like about this one in comparison to the Color Wow one is the spray nozzle. This one is a little bit pricier too than the spray nozzle, but a lot of y'all on here have told me that you enjoy Virtue hair products. So I haven't tried a ton of them, but I will say this one does have a scent to it. It's a very nice scent though. I like it. Kat says, I'm glad we got deep about deodorants. We need to have those conversations more because it's about to be summer and some of you be smelling funky. I completely agree, Kat, right? Summer is upon us. Today was the first day of summer officially, isn't it? So this conversation is actually very appropriate. So you're welcome for letting you know that y'all can go ahead and dermatologists approve to continue using aluminum in your deodorants if, like me, you feel like you need it. So my favorite deodorant brand probably is Donna Karan. I know she's bougie, but the Nordstrom anniversary sale is coming, and my tip is to get Donna Karan at the Nordstrom anniversary sale, which they always have, but they always release a trio and it always sells out. So the Nordstrom anniversary sale is usually every summer. So the fact that summer is upon us tells us that the Nordstrom anniversary sale is also upon us. So that's a good place to pick up Donna Karan deodorant. And what's nice about Donna Karan too is that she carries both types of deodorant. She carries deodorant with aluminum and aluminum free. And it just has a very nice like scent to it. I even have behind me the Donna Karan perfume because I bought the duo with the deodorant and the perfume in one at the anniversary sale. Y'all, I've been having like a fruit fly problem, I swear. I don't know if I have bananas in the kitchen that need to be put away, but damn, like maybe it's the lights up in here in my beauty room. But stay tuned for my fly trap that I'm going to be recommending if it's not already on my Amazon storefront. And I'm about to put it up on my Amazon storefront. I need to plug that thing in because it really does work. There's this fly trap that is, you like plug it, you hook it into the wall, and it just emits this like little blue light, but it has kind of like a little cover. It almost just looks like one of those like plug-in scent things, but it's a fly trap and they're attracted to the blue light. So at night, they like all go flying and then they get stuck on this like little sticky paper, and then you see that like all the fruit flies stuck on there. So y'all want to shop my Amazon storefront if you haven't already. I have some good stuff on there. Love the shopping tips, says PK. Thank you. I'm so glad that you're getting some good shopping tips. I am an avid shopper, okay? I'm a shopaholic. So I have a lot of good tips. If you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe because we can do this more often if y'all like these type of chill videos. Rosie Jade says, can't wait for the sale. My Nordstrom card now has no balance because I'm waiting for this sale. Yeah, don't you love Nordies? I love Nordstrom. Nordstrom and Sephora are my favorite places to shop. So if you miss out on the Donna Karan deodorant at the Nordstrom anniversary sale, no worries. Donna Karan is also sold on Sephora. Sephora has a sale twice a year, their VIB sale, and depending on what tier, you get 10, 15, or 20% off. And that comes around in November and April. So I guess now the closest one will be coming up in November. So you can also get Donna Karan there. If you're on the VIB reward point system at Sephora, you can also like use your points to get some money off a purchase. That might be a good way to test out new stuff if you can apply some points to your purchase. I know, I love shopping too. I'm just as susceptible to the FOMO and to everything as y'all are. This is why I started my YouTube channel, because I was like, look at this. I have a whole beauty room of just shit and junk that I just love. I was just buying stuff and it seemed like I was testing it out for a beauty channel when I didn't even have a beauty channel. It's just because that's how much I like to shop. And so now that I have a beauty channel, I just like get really excited that I actually get to share with y'all the things that have worked for me, because I've been like a girly girl through and through my entire life. Even when I couldn't afford it as a student, like I would still be consuming it all. Like I would love watching like the YouTube videos about all of like, you know, the dupes or like just the stuff that all the girlies were into ever since, ever since YouTube videos like started. I've been watching them. You know, I grew up with like Nicole Guerrero, Carly Bible, Jaclyn Hill, like all of those YouTubers that would just, you know, Laura Lee, all of the YouTubers that just like did massive hauls all the time and unboxings and like all the Tati Beauty. Like these are the people that I feel shaped me. So I feel like I have consumed all of like their recommendations for so long, tried them out, bought them myself, used them myself, and then now can tell you what's worked for me, what hasn't worked for me, and if it can help you out, then that makes me really happy to hear that feedback. Does DK have baking soda? Donna Karen, that's a good question. Let me check real quick for you. So here I have the Donna Karen one, and don't mind my outfit, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but like one thing about me, I have cute PJ sets that match and all that. I can't seem to get myself to like wear a cute PJ set to save my life. Like I always buy them from the Nordstrom anniversary sale, you know, the cute little like PJ sets. But I just love throwing on like a mismatched, like an old Skims tank top, like just like comfy big old sweats, like shorts that don't match. That's just something about me that like, yeah, now we're talking about PJs. I don't know. Like, it's just, I cannot get myself, I'm not that type A. Hey, Stacy, how are you? We're talking about some empties that I have here, some recommendations ahead of the Nordstrom anniversary sale. I just did like my nighttime skincare routine, opened up a little bit of PR. So glad you're here. Oh, you're in Hawaii. I love that for you. I'm so jealous. I wish I was in Hawaii with you. That sounds like so much fun. So we got a question here from PK asking if the Donna Karen has baking soda. So let me see. A word I can't pronounce. Cyclopentyl oxane, sterile alcohol, hydrogenated castor oil, PPG14, butyl ether, dimethicone, talc, cashmere mist fragrance. That's the fragrance that they call it, cashmere mist. Cornstarch. No, I don't see. I don't see any baking soda. They probably use cornstarch instead, but those are the ingredients there if anybody's interested. Hopefully you can read or screenshot, but no baking soda in that. And this is the type that does have the aluminum, by the way. I emptied out the one that the aluminum free version. I think I used all of that, and now I'm on the aluminum version again, which I should probably apply right now because I did shower and I don't think I applied deodorant earlier. So, oh, it just smells so good, y'all. It just has like this like powdery, fresh, clean scent to it. But see, this is where I would go in with like an aluminum free deodorant, just because like I'm just like staying home and being lazy, but who cares? It's right in front of me, whatever. Okay. Next, empty. Speaking of moisturizers, so this is another example of how I just like to rotate my moisturizers. I have just like different ones here. I have this Well-Dust Skin Food. I used to use this a lot when I was on Accutane because it's really, excuse me, nice and moisturizing, and it's a nice primer. So I recommend this if you have dry skin. You're my girl crush. I love that. Girl is putting on Dio. I know, not the most like flattering angle there, but keeping it real here on my channel. What can I tell you? Ooh, for a wedding and on your birthday. Happy birthday, Stacy. I hope you're having an amazing time. So anyway, yeah, the Well-Dust Skin Food. This one has a really nice like, what is it's like a very subtle, like citrusy type of scent. It's really pleasant. Who got me hooked on this one? There was a couple of people actually there got me hooked on this. Not hooked, but got me to try it. But like I said, I picked it up when I was on Accutane. And now that I'm no longer on Accutane, Kat says, happy birthday, Stacy. Yeah, thank you all for being so nice to each other all the time on here. But oh, Kat says Bath and Body. I'm trying not to miss any of the comments. I love Virtue, but the Color Wow takes it for me in the anti-frizz category. I know it's hard to beat the Color Wow one, right? And it's a little bit cheaper, so save some coin and get the Color Wow one if you're looking for a comparable product. So for that reason alone, I probably would not get the Virtue one, but I told myself I kind of maybe wanted to save the bottle just because I will say the mister on this is really good. It applies it very evenly, and that's my one gripe about the Color Wow is the mister. The mister is very just like directional. This one is a lot nicer. So if Color Wow could just like use a better mister mechanism like this, it would be 10 out of 10. Well, I guess as good as those type of products can get, you know, they don't work magic. Thank you so much for the compliments on my nail polish. I wear Mooncat nail polish almost exclusively, and I don't have any affiliation or affiliate codes with them, but they're just my favorite nail polish brand. And I am planning on switching them out this morning. This is in the shade Jewel Beetle. It's a little bit more loud than my usual pick for nail polish colors. As y'all know, I'm a trial lawyer, so I usually try to keep it kind of natural on my nails because like I'm in suits every day in court. But see, it's nice and thick, this Welda stuff. And it's a nice primer, like I said, if you have dry skin. But I had, what I was saying is, but I went to a music festival last weekend. Not this past weekend, that was Father's Day weekend, the week before. So this is an example of how well Mooncat nail polish truly holds up. Like I'm hard on my nails. I wash my hands all the time. My nails chip. So my nail polish, like when it comes to like any other type of gel polish or regular nail polish, I've tried the acrylics. I used to be like a salon goer, like consistently all the time, but nothing has worked as well as Mooncat nail polish. So like I'm like a stan for Mooncat. They're cruelty free and they give back to help rescue kittens. So love that. But I did empty out I emptied this one. This one is the Lala Retro Whipped Cream. I'm not a stan for like Drunk Elephant or anything, y'all. I am a sucker for packaging, to be honest with you, and I really enjoy this packaging that they come out with. It's just really sanitary. It's easy to use. It gets me to use my moisturizer rather than dipping into it with my fingers, especially because I have like, and these are my natural nails, by the way. So this is what I enjoy about Drunk Elephant. So this is a good example of how like when you have good packaging like this, like it just makes you more inclined, right, to like want to interact with the product. Moisturizer is something I can get lazy about as somebody with oily skin. It's just not a priority in my beauty routine because I'm so oily. I don't feel like I absolutely need it. I feel like I can kind of like skip it and be just fine. So, so because this just makes it really easy to just like get a perfect dose and keep it sanitary, I like the packaging. And something about the fact that this is marketed as whipped got me sucked in, y'all. So that's an empty, and I'm now working on this one, which is their polypeptide cream. It's just a nice lightweight moisturizer. And then what else here? Okay, I finally emptied my SkinCeuticals SPF. So I had it sitting like this to get every last drop out of this baby. Oh, there's a comment asking if I'm related to the Kardashians. I didn't even see that one today. I know I got that one the other day. I do tend to get that time to time, and I am just as flattered every single time I'm asked that question. My answer is always no. Unfortunately, I'm not, that I know of, related to the Kardashians, but I take it as a compliment since all of them are stunning and beautiful. So thank you for whoever said that. Yes, thank you for, it's monochrome. Yeah, it's just regular nail polish. It just has this like really pretty like shift to it. If you can see, people are asking about my nail polish. I'm prettier. Thank you. That's so sweet of you. Such a huge compliment. But yeah, in the shade Jewel Beetle. They kind of harden up as if they're gel. They dry pretty quickly. Like I really have no complaints. Like they're very easy to use. They don't chip. Like I said, this is going on 2 weeks and look at how perfect they are. Like look at how like grown out they are with no chips. And today I started like filing them down because they started getting like my right side is a little bit longer than my left because I started to file down my left. But when I was like, I was in Zoom court or something like that. And I was like waiting to call my case. And I'm like at my desk, like filing my nails. But anyway, I didn't get to my right hand side. So I don't know. That has to be done at some point this weekend because I cannot stand having chipped nails. Like my OCD, that kills me. But this is a really good solid sunscreen, y'all. This is, I know, a popular one, SkinCeuticals SPF 50 Broad Spectrum 100% mineral filters. And the nice thing about this is the tint that it has. So I've talked about it on here before, how I prefer wearing a mineral sunscreen on my face over a chemical sunscreen. It's just what I've been recommended by my dermatologist, and I've seen a few dermatologists in my life, and they all tend to seem to recommend mineral over chemical, but everybody says the same thing. The SPF that you're willing to use it, whether it's chemical or mineral. The most important thing is that you use SPF 30 plus, okay, at least. But they do say that mineral, for some reason, is better. It's better for acne prone skin like I have. I think it's also better for similar concerns that I have, like melasma too. So I think there's like some studies that show that chemical SPF could get into your bloodstream, but you know, nowadays it's like, use the SPF that you like, and the most important thing is that you're protecting your skin from the sun. Right, Susan, you've always been told the same thing, that mineral is always better for melasma. Same. So I don't understand the science as many times as I've tried to look it up, how mineral bounces off the UVs and chemical like absorbs them and like blah, 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 whatever. If I'm told that mineral is better for my melasma, which is a main concern of mine when it comes to, y'all know I've been on like this like cool peel journey trying to get rid of my melasma. So I'm doing anything I can to combat the melasma that birth control left me on my skin. Rosie J87 says, Elastin has a beautiful mineral SPF tinted. Ooh, I need to screenshot that, girlfriend, because I haven't tried Elastin. So thank you for that. I'm going to have to check that out. You know, if you have oily skin like me, there's one that I've been liking lately from Ultraviolet. So I always tend to like mattifying my T-zone, especially like in the hot summer months. So if you have an oily T-zone or an oily face, or like you just want to keep the oils at bay, that's something that I find hard to do, right? With like wanting to protect your skin, but also like wanting to not be like a disco ball. This one is really surprisingly nice. This is a recent release at Sephora that I picked up during the Sephora sale, and I've been really enjoying it. So, and they have different types. So if you don't want this particular one, you can, the mattifying version, you can get the glowy version. And I've heard all great things about all the different types that they have to offer. So I don't think you can go wrong, but I'm speaking for like this particular one that's mattifying. It's really good. So it's marketed as a blurring mineral sunscreen, and I, for one, can use up all the blurringness that I can, just because, like, you know, I have textured skin. So it's a blurring mineral sunscreen, and it's a super soothing, softly mattifying skin filter, broad spectrum SPF 50. So we love that. This one is great too, but it's the CL one is marketed as a primer and an SPF in one. So it has an SPF of 30, but this is not something that I solely rely on a daily basis. Typically, it's something that is really nice to like layer on an SPF. It also claims to smooth, but it's not as mattifying as this Ultraviolet one. So, but they work beautifully even together. So I will say that. So it's now time for me to toss the SkinCeuticals one finally. Seems like it lasted a really long time. So I know she's pricey, but get her on sale. Sometimes you use that and no makeup, just a little powder, and it looks beautiful. Ooh, good to know. You know what? Which one I've also been pleasantly surprised by that has an SPF of 30 is this, and I know this isn't an SPF, it's a tinted, what is it? It's a marketed as like a tinted moisturizer type of thing. It's the Natural Enhancing Complexion Balm SPF 30. I have it in the shade 50 Palomino, the Hermes one. So I know she's not, you know, super cheap, but for having an SPF of 30, it's really beautiful. Like, it's really nice. So if you're looking for a good tinted SPF, Chantecaille has a great one, but they did recently reformulate theirs, and I haven't tried the new reformulation, although I've seen plenty of reviews saying that there really is no significant difference in their last formula and the new reformulation. So take that with a grain of salt. But other than the Chantecaille one, this one and this particular shade too is really great if, like me, you have like a neutral to olive undertone, because that's a big problem that I find a lot of times in these like skin tints where they don't have like such a wide shade range, or a lot of them lean yellow. 50 Palomino for shade twins is perfect. So really been enjoying that one. Hey Gabby, how are you? Mineral is generally better for most things, but use what works. Exactly, Kat. Exactly. Oh, and PK said mineral is better for the environment. I have heard that too. That's right. Oh, Kat says she loves ultraviolet sunscreens. The Elta MD UV clear sunscreen, says Jamie, that she likes. I like the Delta MD as well. I prefer the one that has a tint to it. I like the fact that they started coming out with the tinted one, and it's so funny because that Elta MD one is the one that you see like in every single dermatologist office, right? Or is it just me? Because I swear I've been to like 4 different dermatologists and all of them have Elta MD. So I don't know if it's just like they market to dermatologists or what, but but if they all are trying to put you on Elta MD, like you cannot go wrong with Elta MD, right? She's pricier too, but it's nice. And I have also heard, y'all, I know that a lot of times like we like those like thin deodorants and how some of them feel like serums. Like I just mentioned in my full face of Chantecaille video that I filmed for YouTube, look out for that. That Chantecaille has a really beautiful chemical SPF formula, and it's like very serumy, and Michelle Wong like in particular raves about it, and I got sucked in just like I have many times by Michelle Wong, and I bought it. And it's beautiful, but Andrea Ali did like a whole episode with this like dermatologist, I think from France, talking about sunscreens and everything. And he actually mentioned that he's like the thinner ones actually don't protect you as well as like the thicker consistency SPFs. And that just kind of makes common sense, doesn't it? So it's kind of a bummer that all of the ones that seem to be like the most like cosmetically elegant like tend to have a downside, but at the end of the day, use what works for you. We're all different. How long do I keep my sunscreens? Probably a little bit longer than I should. I'm not like super religious about like throwing stuff out right at the time that it claims to expire. But I also keep in mind, don't live in a humid environment per se. I live here in Southern California, and I don't keep any of like my cosmetics in direct sunlight. In fact, like especially with my sunscreens, I try to keep them in like a cool, dark place, put away in a drawer. So, or like behind a cabinet. So, I've never had a problem with them, but yeah, I mean, arguably, I think maybe they can lose their strength after a while. I've also really, speaking of sunscreens, been into like my lip balm with sunscreen in it. I think a lot of times we neglect our lips, but keep your lips protected too, y'all, because as we age, right, we're like watching out for wrinkles. Also, make sure you're putting your sunscreen on your eyelids. I see so many girls that make me cringe, like the way that they apply their sunscreen is like everywhere but their eyelids. Like we're trying to protect our eyes from sagging like the most, right? Like our eyelids start to get wrinkly too. I've heard people get melanoma on their eyelids, like skin cancer. So get your eyelids, y'all. Get your eyebrows. I know our brow products don't stick as well on top of SPF, but you still got to get in there and protect those little like, you know, bald spots. And again, anti-aging, right? Our skin sags over time, so we want to protect it from the sun. Those UV rays can still get through those hairs. So many times I see influencers that are like working around their brows. Like get your SPF in your brows. Like I always do my SPF before I do my brows. So lip balm when I walk my dogs throughout the day, if it has SPF in it. And nowadays, y'all, they have such great formulas. They used to not carry them. I used Jack Black for a really long time, which is marketed toward dudes, and it only had an SPF of 25, but it was like the best I could find as far as like a lip balm with SPF at Sephora. And nowadays, look, they're coming out with all these great ones. Even that one model with Vertiligo that has her K Skin, her line, she has a really great SPF lip balm and an SPF stick too. I love the SPF stick. Shiseido has a great one too. Just throw it in your purse, touch up. Like, I've been really conscious about my hands, you know, like over time we're gonna like the parts that are like consistently exposed to the sun are gonna suffer the most. So that's my tangent. I'll get off my SPF soapbox now, but I feel very passionately about that, if y'all can already tell. Jamie says, I got the new one size SPF spray mini to keep in my... Ooh, I haven't seen the new one size SPF spray. They came out with a spray that has SPF in it, because I love the one size makeup setting spray. So if they came out with an Until Dawn with SPF in it, love that. You know which one I also have sitting right here? This Kula one. This has a broad spectrum SPF of 30. This is a great way to touch up your SPF throughout the day too. I know it's not the most elegant and cosmetic thing, but I think I picked up this one at the Nordstrom anniversary sale too. Kula has a great lip balm with SPF in it as well for the men in your life who like just like a mattifying one. If you have men that you want protected. And another great thing about these type of like lip balms, like particularly the Jack Black ones, my little brother just had a birthday party and he's finally starting to, like, now that he's 25, like take his SPF really seriously. He's moving to Arizona. So I got him like a set of that Jack Black lip balm with SPF 25. I'm like, you're going to need to protect your skin. And what's nice about that is that, and I know 20, like it could be higher than 25, but the Kula one I think is the SPF 30. So I would recommend the Kula SPF lip balm for the men in your life because it's matte. It doesn't leave them with like shiny lips like this, which we girls love, right? But for the men, and then the cool thing too about the squeezy too. So the Kula one has a twist up. I don't know about y'all, but I always grew up seeing my dad keep like chapstick in the center console and like apply his chapstick in the car. But the nice thing about the Jack Black ones is the squeezy tube aspect, and they have shea butter, so they are really nice and moisturizing too. But the squeezy tube is key if you live in a hot environment and you leave your chapstick like in your car or in your purse or something like that. And if you don't want, if you have like, you know how chapstick like tends to like melt in the sun? Check out like squeezy tube formulas. You won't have a problem with them melting in that same regard. Let me keep up with the comments here. I'll have to check out that one size spray. Thanks, Jamie. That's a great, yeah, that's a good tip though. Yeah, any sprays with SPF if you know you're going to be out in the sun for a long time. Susan says Beauty Stat just came out with a great lip SPF. Ooh, I have to check out that brand too. Thank you for that. Beauty Stat. I've never even heard of that brand. I wonder where they sell it. Thank you, Kieran. I heard that the light snail places used to cure gel can aid your hands. Yes, we had this discussion on my channel before. That I was listening to a podcast about that, about how not all UV lights are damaging, but there's only like this one particular one that really doesn't like cause harm. But the large majority, especially us millennials that grew up going to the salon and putting our hands under those UV lights, those are really bad. Alexandra Anele has a great video that completely changed my perspective on UV lamps. And since I saw her video, I never went back to using. I used to have a couple of those myself. I would do them at home. I would go to the salon and get gels, and always sticking your hands in the, especially y'all remember, like they used to get pretty hot. So like, even if you're using sun gloves or even if you're applying SPF to your hands, you're not, what Alex said in her video is how she started seeing that like right on like the cuticle, she would see like this eggshell type of texture forming that used to not be there before she started to consistently put her hands underneath those UV lamps. And so she's like, that was really scary to me that I wasn't able to protect, like you can't protect it fully, even if you do go through like measures like that. So just watch out, be really careful. But yeah, that is a very good point. So thank you for bringing that up, Jamie. And to each his own, right? If you think that, like for me, like there's some things that if you were to tell me it would raise my chance of getting cancer, I would probably still do them. So I'm not gonna like tell you what to do and not to do. If it's worth it to you, like go off, right? YOLO. But at the same time, we're all, like, I think that like there's new studies coming out that we used to not have access to before. Like, who knew when UV lamps just started to come out the long-term effects, right? So now we're starting to see like the long-term effects, and we're starting to like be more informed consumers. And so that's why I think everything kind of just feels like it's bad for you and everything is overwhelming, right? We do the best we can. That's all I can say. Kieran says she heard that too, what Jamie's talking about, and that's another reason why Kieran's taking a nail break. Hey, Lori, thanks for joining us. Jamie said, when I got laser hair removal, they put me on Elta so I could be biased, but I generally like how it feels and looks. So whatever. Yeah, if it works for you, you know that that's a great one. Thank you so much. Somebody, C991K3. Hi, Noelle. Found you recently. Wondering if you have any of the Hakuhodo foundation brushes, the S5557. And what do you think about the Hakuhodo foundation brushes? I think I do have that S5557. And I do think I filmed a video using it. So it should be up. I couldn't grab it right now. I think I have the 5555 and the 5557, which is like, there's like a smaller one and a bigger one. What I think about the Hakuhodo foundation brushes. So it's kind of a personal decision. Like I oftentimes find myself reaching for like my Bisyoto S517, which is a full synthetic brush. Just because like they tend to like wipe off easily, like on a microfiber cloth like this between uses. They tend to wash really well, dry really quickly. One of the downsides to using goat hair or like Hakuhodo mix goat and synthetics when it comes to foundation brushes for me personally is the fact that like you're gonna be able to like see the product on the white hairs. So it's just not like, it just kind of seems or feels like it's dirtier than it is just because I can see like the bristles being stained. If you're the type of person that like only uses your brush like once or twice anyway, and then you wash your brushes regardless, like regularly, go off. But like maybe that might not be that much of an issue for you, but that's one of the main reasons why I tend to prefer synthetic when it comes to liquid and cream foundations. When it comes to powder foundations, of course, it's a different story, but that's why I don't tend to grab for those Hakuhodo brushes, but they are really nice. If you're looking for a natural hair brush, you can't go wrong. And I love how Hakuhodo provides so many options when it comes to the lengths in those brushes that are staggered with natural hairs and synthetic hairs. So I love the fact that you have a bunch of options, but they're very similar to like the Sonia G ones in my opinion too. And Hakuhodo has the option of getting a synthetic mix too with the goat bristles, which could be a good thing if you're looking for some synthetic to apply your foundation with. But I know my friend Yasmin also really enjoys the fully staggered, like fully natural hair staggered version. I have one right here to show you. I actually was influenced by my friend Yasmin to buy this Hakuhodo, the J9002. So this is what I'm talking about as far as like the bristles being like staggered. There's some longer ones up here and some shorter ones. And I will say I've really been enjoying this one. Like I was pleasantly surprised by how much I've been liking this one. I didn't think I was going to like it, to be honest, as much as I do. Particularly for my Dior contour stick. If you have the Dior contour stick, you know how pigmented this baby is. And I was using like the Sephora 47 brush before. It's to my left because I just washed all my brushes. But I found that this product was a little bit hard to work with prior brushes that I've tried together with this. And then I started trying this out with the J9002 by Hakuhodo, which is like this duo. It's duo fiber, but it's all goat hair. So this doesn't have synthetic in it. And I just kind of swipe the tips on because it's so pigmented. And it's like the perfect size to get just like a little bit of a shadow for my liquid contour. It's small enough to get like right along the jawline. So I've really been enjoying this one, and the staggered tips are really great to apply things like liquid blush, cream blush, and highly pigmented cream contour products like this. I even, after applying my cream contour with this brush today, I used it with my Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I just kind of swirled it in, and then I went along the perimeter of the face, and it applied the product beautifully. It didn't apply too much at a time. I didn't find myself having to like overly blend because it didn't disperse like a lot all at once. It was just beautiful and airbrushed. So shout out to Yasmin. There's a bigger version in this, so it's similar to like and she has a great comparison video on her channel comparing this one with the larger version along with Sonia G's sheer buffer and the sheer mini buffer or whatever she calls her versions, and a great description. She just so eloquently like describes like the differences and the nuances between similar brushes in the market. So I highly recommend checking her channel out. But this one was one of my most recent hauls as a sneak peek, since I will be doing a Hakuhodo haul once all of my brushes come in, because I really did splurge ahead of this price increase, y'all. I really did splurge on Hakuhodo brushes. So I have a lot of good stuff coming for y'all. So stay tuned. But yeah, I hope that kind of answers your question. You all are asking really great questions. I'm getting such great input from y'all. I'm hoping that I'm getting all of your comments. Please repeat yourself if I miss any of them. I always rewatch these lives after to make sure like I'm getting everybody's comments, because sometimes I miss them, and y'all, like, I want to hear and I want to see everything y'all have. I always look at my comments, y'all, even if you're watching this on the replay, and I really, really appreciate it. Let's check out, make sure we're caught up on the Instagram comments here. We're getting some activity over here. Gabby says she loves the La Roche-Posay sunscreens. Those are really good too. Oh, but only the Euro versions. Interesting. I have the La Roche-Posay one right behind me. That one's great. Clé de Peau has a lip balm SPF I want to get, says Gabby. Ooh, I haven't checked that one out. Clé de Peau has a probably the most beautifully elegant chemical SPF I've ever tried in my life. Like, that SPF is like over $100, I think. She is a pretty penny, but it's so elegant and so beautiful, and it just feels like the most luxurious skincare, but it's also an SPF. She's behind me too. But you can kind of see that area right there where I keep a lot of my SPFs, at least on the YouTube angle. On the Instagram angle, it's right here that I'm pointing at. A lot of my SPFs are right there. But yeah, so I can only imagine that Clé de Peau lip balm is really great. I feel like I've heard somebody else talk about it too, not just you, Gabby, but I have to check it out. Yeah, Rosie Jade 87 says Sonia G has a similar one. Yeah, it's just that this one feels more airy and soft since it doesn't have the synthetic hairs like Sonia G has in hers, which is a good enough difference, like, surprisingly. Makes a big enough difference. I mean, that was poorly worded, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Yasmin is awesome. I know. We love her, don't we? Oh, thank you so much for watching the replay of my live. I need to wash my brushes, is Kieran. I know, I just washed my brushes yesterday, and I feel so accomplished every time I get around to washing my brushes. Interesting, she says. I'm going to check out the J9002. Okay, yeah, and feel free to go through the Fude Bobo website. I'll link it in my description. I always link it in every description of every one of my videos. But I recommend getting this one from the Fude Bobo website because Fude Bobo doesn't have all Hakuhodo brushes, but she does carry this one. And the reason that I recommend getting it through her is not only because She is great and has amazing customer service. She's female owned small business. We love that. But really customer service is unmatched, but also on top of that, you get 10% off. And if it's your first time ordering through her, you get 15% off. But I'm sure everybody that follows me has already probably placed an order through Fruit Bobo, because if you haven't already, I mean, you're living under a rock, right? But that's one reason to get it through her just outright, is because you save 10%. Food Beauty, I also have an affiliate link to Food Beauty. I'm not sure if this particular one is carried by Food Beauty, but Food Beauty does sell a lot of Hakuhodo brushes as well. So yeah, I definitely recommend. I almost, now that I love this one so much, regret not purchasing the bigger version that Yasmin showcased on her channel, which is the J9001, I believe. I think I was like, oh, let me just get the J9002. I think something about her description box made me feel, about her description in her post comparing these to the Sonia G's, made me feel like I can just get away with only getting this one. But y'all see, like, I just painted with my handles with that C&D nail polish, and look, like it just peeled right off. I have to use a different type of varnish because I don't know. I don't like how that one just like peeled right off. It hasn't even been that. I just literally painted this one. So I don't know. It's fresh. That's one downside with Hakuhodo, is you got to protect these letters because they'll fade. And I also have the varnish that I use on my Amazon storefront. I was using the C&D one because it already comes in like a nail polish tube, and it does a good enough job. Not all of them peel this fast. Maybe I have to keep the handle clean or something next time I paint over it. But I have a different one on there that that probably works better for y'all to check out on my storefront for you if you're looking to protect your Hakuhodo brushes from fading. I order my La Roche-Posay sunscreens from French Pharmacy, says Susan. That's a good tip. Thank you for that. Yeah, La Roche-Posay is like sold at Target, but that's interesting that that you're only getting the Euro versions, Gabby. That must be for a good reason. The number on this Hakuhodo brush is the J9002. Yeah, of course. So if you guys want to screenshot this one, I'll hold it up. Thank you so much for shopping through my affiliate links. It really helps support my channel at no additional cost to you. You have a similar brush, but is larger and the vermilion handle. Ooh, I wonder which one that is. They don't have all of the brushes available in the vermilion handle. It almost seems like, as though like Hakuhodo has handpicked the ones that they wanted to provide in the vermilion handle. So it must be nice. The vermilion handles, I'm conflicted about recommending because they're so sensitive. I tend to find myself not wanting to reach for them because they're so sensitive. They chip just so easily, you know. It's such a treat to use them. They're so beautiful though. They're like among the most beautiful brushes ever, right? Euro versions have better filters. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, and I think that that's a reason why this ultraviolet brand has done really well, is because they're made in Australia. And I think Australia has the most strict guidelines when it comes to those UV filters that we're talking about. So anything that comes from Australia or is made in Australia that has SPF in it, you already know, like, has gone through the harshest scrutiny when it comes to UV rays because of how damaging that sun is down under. I would love to go to Australia, but I've never been. Kieran says, I have a brand new Good Molecules mineral sunscreen that I need to use once I'm done with my Supergoop. Oh, I haven't tried that Good Molecules one, but I have the hyaluronic acid serum right here from Good Molecules. I like how affordable their stuff is. If y'all didn't already know, I do believe that it is Beautylicious skincare line, and I think all of their products are made in Korea. At least this one says it's made in Korea, so that's how you know it's good stuff if you're purchasing anything from Korea, since they tend to have like the leading you know, science and research and everything when it comes to like skincare. A side note too, speaking of SPF sticks, this is okay, let me tell you about this. This single product actually was the inspiration to starting this whole channel of mine. When I came across the Kula Refreshing Water Hydration Stick, it has a broad spectrum SPF of 50. And it is chemical, but you know, probably pretty much all sunscreens that come in stick version are chemical, if I were to guess, right? But hey, if you're just using it to like touch up throughout the day, this one surprised me because, and this one's kind of getting kind of melted because I'm pretty much at the bottom of it. You see, that's all I have left. But this one surprised me because you know how they always say you're supposed to apply sunscreen like every 3 hours? Like, who does that, right? Like, at most, I'm probably going to like maybe spray an SPF spray on. But some of these sticks really, like, if you really do worry about like reapplying, or you're outside like at a music festival like I was a couple weeks and you're just in the hot sun. I threw one of these. I actually threw in the Case Skin one into my little fanny pack because I didn't want to be without it since I was in the sun like all day long at that music festival in Long Beach. So this one just like, I was like, people need to know about SPF sticks. And this one was like one of the first ones other than like the Shiseido one. Because at the time that I came across this one, I had only previously been familiar with the Shiseido SPF stick. And that one kind of just felt like it kind of like didn't really smoothly go on to like on top of my makeup. So I was always just kind of afraid that it would disrupt my makeup. But this one was like softer. So it was like soft enough to kind of like glide over my makeup if I had really like powdered down my face well. So this one was like really the closest thing to like reapplying makeup. And I was like, damn. And I made like a short on it and it was a terrible short. I think I have it archived because like I used a filter and stuff. And like, it was before, you know, I knew anything about posting like reels. But I was like, I got up on there and I was like, y'all know how you're supposed to reapply your SPF every 3 hours. Well, I found the perfect solution for you. This is the Kula Refreshing Water Hydration Stick. And I like put it on and I just kind of like tapped it in like this with my fingers over my foundation. And it worked pretty well. Like nothing is going to be like 100% perfect. You're going to have to try to find like what works for you as far as like your base goes. Maybe try it on a day where it's like not that important for you to have like a perfect like makeup look. But you know, these sticks that they're coming out with are pretty innovative and they used to not have. So the fact that SPF has been more like trendy lately, I'm like all for it because it's really pushing these brands to give us this diversity that we've been needing for a long time. Another one that is really good SPF wise, mineral, that this one was sent to me in PR. Shout out to Thrive. Thank you so much for sending this to me. But this one's been really nice too. This is a mineral sunscreen, broad spectrum SPF of 50, water resistant for 80 minutes, it says. Has 19% zinc oxide. So that's something that my dermatologist told me to look into. Like the higher I think that the zinc is, the better probably. But he just said, look for something with zinc in it. That's how you know it's a mineral. But this has like a nice like light pink tint. So it's not like an intense tint, but it does provide a tiny bit of color correction, you know? So that's a really nice one by Thrive. If you're looking for a new mineral sunscreen to try out, that one's nice. Oh, Kat says she loves the ultraviolet body sunscreen and the Supergoop Play sunscreen. Those are great too. Yeah, Supergoop has a wide variety of a bunch of different types of sunscreens, which I love. And Kieran's like, yes, and it's cruelty free too. We love that. Adding Kula stick to cart, says Susan. Let me know how you like it. I'd love to know. And it actually like does feel refreshing and kind of cooling. So it's a really nice little, yeah, stick. And you actually feel like you're getting the stuff on your skin. Not like some other SPF sticks that are kind of like I said, like kind of hard. And they kind of like, you know, like windshield wipers, like, you know how like some sunscreen sticks tend to feel like you're kind of like yanking off product. The nice thing about this one is I felt like it kind of like had like a nice glide like over the skin. I don't know. I like literally just did my nighttime skincare, so I'm not trying to put SPF on right now, but yeah, that one's a cool one to check out. And it's like not that pricey, you know, it's pretty affordable. So yeah, Nordstrom carries a lot of cooler products. But I just have a couple of products to wrap this up and then I'm gonna let y'all go. So just real quick, this is bonding, excuse my dogs, iconic bonding spray from Brazilian Blowout that I use to touch up my Brazilian blowouts. If you want more information about Brazilian blowout treatments, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm happy to answer them, but you can also just Google and like do your own research too to see if a Brazilian blowout is right for you. For me, I've been getting them done regularly ever since, like, for as long as they've existed. Not all salons offer them. They are pricey and labor intensive. So do your own research, but I use Brazilian Blowout hair products in my hair. Love that. So I emptied out a full one of those, and I have another backup that I just started brand new in my bathroom right now. It's kind of similar to this type of vibe, like that helps to defrizz and stuff like that, protect from heat and all that, but it has a little bit of Brazilian Blowout technology, so it helps like keep my Brazilian fresh and extend it for as long as it can between you know, treatments. And then I finished this shower gel. So this is a Le Labo shower gel, and this is in the Hinoki scent. It smells glorious. If y'all are interested, if y'all are familiar with the Le Labo Santal 33 scent, oh, this is like Santal 33 in a body wash. It smells so good, y'all. It says formulated with plant-based ingredients with a blend of botanical extracts, gently cleanses and invigorates, leaving skin feeling soft and smooth. And it doesn't have the notes on here, but it just smells like musky and just, yeah, it just kind of reminds me of Santal. So I picked this one up from Nordstrom. I also think I got this during the last anniversary sale. So just in time for the next anniversary sale. Hopefully they are selling this one. Highly recommend it if you like the notes. If you want your man to smell good, get it for your man. I would say it's a unisex scent. It's a really nice body wash. I really have no complaints. I love the container. I like being able to see through it and see how much I have left. I like the fact that it's in a squeezy bottle and that I can get every drop out by being able to put it back upside down like this. So yeah, I don't really have any complaints about that. And those are all of the empties, y'all, that I have for you. So we stayed on here longer than expected, but I had so much fun chilling with y'all on this lovely Friday evening, Friday night. Thank you so much for joining me. I didn't even expect y'all to give me so much attention on this little like impromptu chill live, but I like doing these when I get a chance on Fridays and Saturdays, just because my regular Sunday get ready with me for church while I do my makeup lives tend to be a little bit more fast paced, and I don't get to engage with y'all as much as I would like to, but I really hope y'all come back on Sunday when I will be live again. I'm back to my usual schedule. Last week was Father's Day, so I didn't come up on here, but every Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, get ready with me for church when I do my makeup. So thank you so much again for joining. Rosie Jade 87 says, I use Naturia to relax my curls. It's pretty good. Interesting. I'll have to check that brand out too. Let me screenshot that too, since Instagram doesn't save the comments. I'm going to check out these recommendations that y'all have for me. If you have any more, leave them in the comments after I post this video. I'll be able to get to them. Of course, thank you, Stacy. Happy birthday again. Enjoy your vacation in Hawaii. Bye. Oh, I'm so glad you had fun tonight, Susan. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you all. Love you. Bye.